Hello, Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I'm glad to be here. Last week was very enjoyable, very insightful. We had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C., Lori and Kelsey and I, and participate in a Cure Search walk. And the Cure Search is a national organization that's fully devoted to research, especially in the area of children's cancer and young adults cancer. And several years ago, WACI, Warriors Against Cancer in Kids and Young Adults, the foundation that our son Nick set up, chose Cure Search as one of the organizations that we would support. And the reason we chose them was because 100% of our money actually goes into research. And that's a commitment that they've made to us, and so we're very proud to be a sponsor of them. Well, we got a call from Bo Kimbrough, who is the founder and president of a company called SkyPoint Decisions there in Washington, D.C. And he had noticed that they were doing a walk, and he said, can we walk and can we be wacky? And, of course, we invite anybody out there that wants to be wacky. But Bo wanted to be wacky, and he wanted his team to be wacky, and we said, absolutely. And so he said, okay, we're going to organize a wacky team. And so they did. They had a wacky team that showed up, dressed up wacky, and we decided to show up with them. And so we flew out and enjoyed the day this last Saturday doing a walk for Cure Search and being able to spend time with our new friends, the team members of SkyPoint. And of course, meeting Bo's family was an absolute treat along the way. And while we were there, we also visited the Holocaust Museum. We also went and saw Arlington Cemetery. Arlington Cemetery, Lori's Uncle Skip used to be a guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. So it was interesting for us to be able to see that and see what these guards go through. Holocaust Museum, every American owes it to himself to go and see the Holocaust Museum. And ask yourself, how could this happen? And then look around the world today and say, where do you see evidences of this beginning to be repeated? It's a real eye-opener. Some people walk away very sad. I felt sadness, but I also was very mad. But I'll just leave it at that. You know, I have a process that I go through, and I write down. This is this is a business journal, if you will, but it contains a lot of different thoughts. A lot of the little thoughts that I have, I try to put in this notebook, a notebook like this that I always carry with me because this is a little big to have in your back pocket. But as thoughts or inspiration hit me, it may show up here, it may show up here, but I always have something with me all the time. You know, I was told that that a dull pencil will always outperform a sharp mind. And so having something close, some people are able to get it recorded quickly here, but I like the process when it's written down, because when this is full or this is full, I have to transfer the learnings to the next book. So I go through page by page, and I like this because I have to hand number each page, and that forces me to go through, and then I create an index. So if I want to come back looking for something, I can look by category, and I have an index of where it is. I understand for all you electronic geeks, tech geeks, it's so much easier to put it into Evernote or someplace like that, and I still have a system for Evernote, but this picks up the loose ends. So then I transfer over to here. And when I do that, oftentimes I find little gems. And in this case, a gem that I have not taken advantage of. It was near the beginning of this book. And as I went through this transferring over, I said, I've got to implement this. There's more to this than meets the eye. So let me share with you what this is. So I call this the Best Persuader. So this is the Best Persuader. I wish I would have had this. Well, I don't know this for a fact, but I think that this will be something that'll be really good to persuade other people that are giving you pushback, like your children. So I've used the example here about cleaning up your room. So let's say that you want your child to clean your room, but instead of fighting with them or telling them you've got to do it or rewarding them, putting these big incentives out or punishments out, whatever it might be, you just simply said, how ready are you to clean your room? On a scale of 1 to 10, tell me, how ready are you to clean your room? 1 being that you're not ready at all, 10 being that I'm ready right now. And then if they answer, let's just say they answer, well, I'm at a 4. So your next question is, well, why didn't you pick a lower number? So to have them defend why they didn't pick a lower number automatically turns them around to where they're now selling themselves on why they didn't pick a lower number. So it opens up the discussion, as I start thinking about this, what if they pick 1 or 2? Then probably the next question would be, well, what can I help you to get to a 4? How can I help you get to a 4? So you're staying in that persuasion zone. So we call him the Great Persuader. And I started thinking, well, that will work almost in any situation. Use it as a tool. How about for yourself? Well, you're looking at a task, you keep putting it off, and ask yourself, how ready am I to do this? On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready am I to do this? And whatever that number is, then ask yourself, why didn't you pick a lower number? And see if it doesn't help you think it through. Now, I'm curious. Try it. Let me know what happens. Now that I brought this more to my awareness, and by sharing it with you, it elevates the awareness. Let's try it and see what happens. So we'll call this the Great Persuader, and it simply asks the question, how ready are you on a scale of 1 to 10 to accomplish this task? And why didn't you pick a lower number? Listen, I hope you have a great week. Thank you for joining me this week, and I'll talk to you about next week. And let's make this week meaningful. Bye-bye.